And joining with ideas on how to handle those payments and refunds is Thom Fox from Cambridge Credit Counseling. Thom, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, thanks so much for joining us early this morning. Now, some people do owe money, unfortunately for them, but what do they do if they don't actually have that money in their savings? What's the best way to deal with that?
Well, you can go into a repayment plan with the government, but again, there's going to be high interest rates you're going to have to pay for that. So the best thing you could try and do is gather up as much as you can and really try and make a dent in what you owe.
Do you recommend putting it on a low-interest credit card, say?
You can put it on a low-interest card. I think about a couple of years ago, the government started accepting credit cards for payments. So, I mean, if you have, the government's going to charge you over 20-some-odd%. So if you have a very low-interest rate credit card, you can try and handle it that way, definitely.
And if you do owe a lot of money, how can you change that for next year? Is there a way to make sure that you're not owing but getting back next year?
Actually, if you do the software packages now, or even if you go to a tax file, they can work with you a little bit to really look at your deductions, what's really going on, and they can make some recommendations on how you can better prepare yourself for next year.
And what's your best advice for refunds? What should people do with that refund? I know a lot of people might say, oh, this is, you know, I've wanted this for a while and I'm going to go buy it, but what's the best way to spend the refund?
Well, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. First of all, you want to make sure you have an emergency fund in place that has 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Second, you want to tackle high credit card debt. And another thing you want to look at is retirement. Only 40% of 40% of households are not prepared for retirement right now, so it would be good to really look at that.
All right, some great advice, Thom Fox. I know a lot of people are scrambling. Tomorrow is the deadline, April 17th, so certainly want to remember that. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, several areas